Hi all, welcome to the new video. But before this, if you haven't seen the previous videos, please watch them for better understanding and then come back. I'll provide the link in the description for the same. So now we have this question. How many terms of the AP, this is the AP given, must be taken to give us sum 636? Okay, this is the question. So what it is mentioning is that how many terms basically we need, and we already have the sum. Okay, so we'll just mention the given information, and we know we were using these formulas, right? So we have this formula. See, there is nothing here being described about the last term, so that's why we are focusing using this formula. Okay, so what we don't have is n. Basically, they're asking us to find out the value of n for which the sum is 636, and we are given the AP. So n by 2. What is A here from the AP? A is 9, the first term, plus n minus 1. What is D here? 17 minus 9. Okay, so if you don't know these terms, what is common difference and all, please watch my previous videos. So 17 minus 9, 8. Alright, A is 9, D is 17 minus 9, 8. So now we will try to solve it, and okay, now if you see here, we can take 2 as common. So it will become 2n n minus 1, 4. Okay. Since both of the side 2 is there, so I can just directly cancel 2. Now it becomes this. We'll simplify it. 9n plus 4n square minus 4n. Okay. Once you open the bracket, you will get this. Now 9 minus 4, 5n plus 4n square. Okay. So this will become 4 and square. I want to write this in the form of quadratic equation. Okay. So that's why 4n square plus 5n minus 636 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation we got. So here onwards, I want to focus on how do we solve quadratic equation. In the previous videos also we solved a lot of questions, and they're basically finding the coefficients, splitting this middle term was easier, but here it is little difficult. So I want to focus on this, that how can we quickly, how can we without using this particular formula, without calculating this much, how can we find out the middle terms. Okay, so we actually used the factoring method. Okay, but for this part I just want to quickly show you. See here, as I told you, so what we have to figure out, we have to break this middle term in two terms in a way that the coefficient, the multiplication of coefficient will be equal to A into C. See, A is here, what? 4. Just compare this equation with this, okay? B is here, 5, okay? C is here, to compare it is minus 636. And what is our aim? Aim is basically, so we have to find two terms whose multiplication x into y. These are the two terms whose multiplication is equal to a into c. Okay, what is a into c here? Minus 2544. Okay, and those, when we add those two terms, it should be equal to 5. Okay, b. So see here we can see that whatever we have to find out means we have to find out a into c. It is minus 2544, which is really a big number. Okay, so it means that it is not really easy to find out such two terms. But if you see here, the thing is, like, if we add them, then it should be equal to 5. So one thing, see, you have to think in a way like the numbers, since the difference between them is 5. Okay, so if the difference between them, see, one thing from here is that since a into c is negative, it means out of those two numbers at least one number will be negative for sure, right? Minimum one will be negative, other can be anything. Okay, because minus into minus becomes plus, so it can be negative also and it can be positive also, the other number. Okay, focus here. And now this one says that addition is 5. Okay, addition is 5 means if one of the number is negative, if the other number should be definitely positive. Why? Because both the negatives will also become negative in case of plus and minus. So that's why that number should be positive, so that bigger number, greater number sign we can get here. Okay, so in total we got to know that from here we got to know that one number should be positive and that should be greater number. Okay, and here we got to know that one number should be definitely negative. Okay, so with this information, we now know that there is one number which is positive and greater, and other number should be negative, okay, which is smaller. So now we will see, like, what are the multiples of 2544. Sorry, what are the factors for 2544? Okay, so if you see, let me erase this part. So I'm mentioning here. So for 2544, see, this is a really heavy term because it is a really big number. So how you should think is that since the difference is only 5, it means the numbers are really close. Okay, the numbers are really close. So if you start with, which means if you start with 2, 2 into this one, like any whatever multiple it is, it will be really big number so that we can get this number, right? So this and this is not positive because their difference won't be 5, correct? So this is not the one. Same, the next, since this is even number, next can be 4. Okay, if even if it is divisible by 4, then also the number 4 into whatever number you will get, that will be really big. So both those numbers, if we find the difference, that won't be equal to 5. So in such cases, what to do? Just think like this number, uh, how can we reach this number? Okay, so there is one number near to it which is 2500. And how 2500 is achieved? By multiplying 50 into 50. Okay, basically if we do the square root, we will get 50. Fine. So it means this number is somewhere near only. So mostly the factors we will get will be here only. Okay, somewhere near only. So what we will do now, we will shift these numbers by 1 or 2 and we will try to find out that which is that particular number or particular number in which this is a multiple. Okay, around 50. So we will mention all the numbers around 50. So let's take 2 3 numbers smaller to it and 2 3 numbers greater to it. Okay, so we can say 49, we can say 48, we can say 47. Okay, 50, 51, 52, 53. So I have just taken 3 numbers less than it, 3 numbers more than it, and I'll just try to figure out in which all, in which one by one is there any number which have this as its multiple. Okay, so let's try in see. I'll try to eliminate some of this. Okay, since we have this big list. So let's see in 50. Can 2544 be a multiple of 50? No. Why no? Because 50 consists of 0. See, 50 into anything will always have the last digit as 0. This is how we do the divisibility test, right? So this number, so 50 into anything will be, the last digit will be 0. So this can definitely not be a multiple of 50. Okay. Now we'll go with 49. So 49, if we see, how will we check 2544 is a multiple of 49 or not? We will first check, is this last digit is possible to attain by this one. So if we see in 9 table, okay, 9 6 is 54. Okay, 9 into 6 is 54. It means the last digit can be achieved. This can be possibly be multiple of 49. But let's just try it out. Okay, so we have just 2544 and we will try dividing by 49. Okay, so if you see here, see 49 into 10 will be 490. I'm considering only 3 terms. So if you see that 490, 254 is somewhere half of 490. It means mostly 49 into 5. Let's try this. So it is 245, but this number is little greater than it. Now you see the next multiple. Okay, for 49 into 6 you can do, or you can just add 49 in this. Okay, which is becoming 294. So if you see 294 is greater than this, so I'll just, okay, this will be 994. All right, so 94, 49 into 1 is 49, 49 into 2 we will do. So what we got, 98, which is greater than this. It means this is also not divisible. Okay, now same thing, this also got cut, this also got cut. Now we will see for 48. Okay, let's see for 48. I will erase this part. So in case of 48, so 48 into 10 is what, 480. So if you see 254, this is also around like the 5 times of it, half of it. Okay, so we'll just check it. So 240, I got it as 240. Now I will quickly see that I got 144. Let's see, this was 48 into 5 was 240, then 144 will be somewhere lesser than into 5, right? So we can try into 3. Let's see, 48 into 3. See, we got 144, 53. So 48 into 53. Okay, and what is the difference of them? Let's see. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. It is 5. Okay, so no need to now find these all, because anyway this would be the one, and this we can eliminate. So we got one as 48 and one as 53. Okay, now we'll again use this equation. 4n square plus 48n plus, I know something is wrong in this. So as we told, one of the number need to be negative, okay, so that the difference can be by the greater number. So, and what we decided, that the greater number is positive, right? So this will be plus for 53, but this will become minus 48. All right. Now we'll try to take the common in this. So 4n minus 4 1 4, 4 2 8. Okay. Plus 53 n minus, so 53 into, mostly it will be 12 only. Let's cross check it. See, it is 6n. So 4n plus 53 equal to 0, n minus 12 equal to 0. So here n will be 12. Okay, this is positive and fine. And if you calculate here, n will be minus 53 upon 4, which we have to reject. Okay, so we got here, the answer is how many terms is, and sorry, 12 terms. Okay, we got the value of n. So mainly my focus on this video was how can we think, logically think and find out these two terms. Okay, how can we break, how can we solve this quadratic equation, because using this formula is a really long process. And but in just in case if you are unable to think of anything in the exams or something, in that case you can use this formula directly. Okay, in that case you have to find out what is ABC and directly put in this, and one value will be using plus and one value will be using minus. All right, so if you like this video, please share, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you.